has elapsed here at Middle Park. That's goal number 8 for Boutsianis. He got booked last week here for celebrating, and that is a cunning way to show what he thinks about that rule and who's to blame there. That was well struck. Boutsianis, a beautiful ball from Gary Hasler. Boutsianis kept his cool. The control was perfect, and the execution was of the highest class. South Melbourne are leading by 2-0. South Melbourne, the 10-9 favourites to win the championship this season. Proud history for them, formed in 48 as a result of 3 clubs getting together. Spilled by Gunning, it's 3 from the corner kick. Boutsianis is the man responsible for the third. That's the first really bad error I've seen Gunning make all season. The Boutsianis in swing up for the near post. Well, really, it was a matter of time when it was going to come, and it came in extraordinary fashion as Souris and Gunning went up. Have to go down as an own goal. I'll no doubt find out after the game whether the referee gives it to Boutsianis.
Brisbane's frail backline fell apart 3 minutes later when Tassios crossed for Boutsianis. On the stroke of half-time, South restored the 2-goal advantage when Salakis lashed the ball home. South grabbed its 4th goal inside an hour when Boutsianis fed Awaratifi. At 4-1, the contest was effectively over, and the interest surrounded Awaratifi and his chase for a hat-trick. The magical 3rd goal made Awaratifi the league top scorer.
Harry McHale playing safe, looking for Boutsianis. And now a chance for South Melbourne. Salakis! It's David Seal, scoring his 4th goal in 2 weeks this evening. Equalising for Olympic in that first half after they were down by 1-0. Steve Tassios scoring in the 6th minute. And now, Boutsianis, nice little chip. Great little goal, cheeky little goal by Boutsianis. And the Olympic players are devastated. South Melbourne, of course, is celebrating. Boutsianis found lots of space on that left side. All he had to do was chip the ball over the head of Clint Gosling. Gosling had nowhere to go. And now South Melbourne. This is Trimboli. And Awaratifi scores his 16th goal of the year. He's been hinting all week that he'd love to play in the National League, in the national team for the Socceroos. And it's goals like this which could pave the way for Awaratifi wearing the green and gold.
7 minutes in, Awaratifi soared skywards to nod the opening goal.
Inactivity because of the World Cup. South Melbourne started their catch-up in
the 51st minute. Paul Trimboli combined with Boutsianis for goal number 1.
Boutsianis, it's across, and there it is! The goal from Paul Trimboli.
It was an exhibition Boutsianis will long remember. Already a consideration in Eddie Thompson's plans for the Olympic Games, the youngster could do no wrong.
Centre of the field, and there's the dip again, and that is another brilliant goal from Boutsianis.
But there was more to come. Robert Zabika's worst nightmare was realised. Boutsianis beat the national keeper a 2nd time with a show of brilliance.
He can cut in on his left foot, which he does. Tries a shot, a goal, and that's a great goal from Boutsianis.
3-0 to South Melbourne, and there's no doubt the Blues mean business this summer.
For South Melbourne.
When a glorious South Melbourne move ended with an equaliser from Salakis. The game then took a more predictable path, covering his disappointment by scoring with a sweet volley to make the score 3-1. Minutes later, the score was 4-1, after man of the match Tassios strolled through the weary Brunswick defence.
Pure big wins, including 2 4-goal drubbings in the past 7 days.
Plenty of players still forward for South. The lofted ball in, flicked on, Trimboli's underneath it. And that is a penalty to South Melbourne. And complaints all round from the Melbourne Knights defence. Even the coach is up on his feet, he can't believe it. But now it's Boutsianis against Miller. And that's 1-1. And it's the 6th goal of the season to Boutsianis. There'll be an uproar if South Melbourne score here. That's not a bad effort either from Durakovic. My word, what a shot. And that is the last say of what's been an enthralling encounter here this afternoon.
Boutsianis is very, very quick. And a good interception by Milosevic, but Boutsianis comes through. Boutsianis and saved by Gibson, the save of the game. Boutsianis denied. Well, they're going to rue the fact that they haven't been able to take advantage in that position. Tassios has got Trimboli down the line. He's got men inside. Trimboli, the dummy by Goutsianis, the shot by Boutsianis, and the goal. South Melbourne take the lead in the 31st minute of the game. And it's that poacher, Boutsianis, who has split the teams here at Leichhardt Oval. Turn, a good one. Tassios, Boutsianis on his left. Here comes Boutsianis. The ball inside is a good one. Gibson parried, and the shot strikes the bar. It came from Tassios, and the desperate clearance in the end by Mendes.
Wollongong from total decline, it was keeper Brett Hughes.
Boutsianis comes in, a Waratifi, a brilliant save from Hughes.
Hughes, deemed a team saviour, was determined to finish with a clean sheet.
To try it, and again Hughes.
There was controversy when a clumsy challenge by Croys was punished with a spot kick. But South's barren spell in front of goals continued. Mortone making a great double save. South broke through thanks to the work of Muscat and Boutsianis. Waratifi applied the finishing touch. The Falcons were living dangerously. Georgievich clearing off the line from Trimboli. Then came controversy to sink West Adelaide's morale. Paniotis was penalised for handball. It was a tough but correct call by the referee that brought long protests from the Sharks. Wade had no trouble with the conversion. Goutsianis up front was South's main man. His header was hot, but Curtis had safe hands. But when the Pumas allowed Trimboli latitude, they were punished. Goutsianis forced the ball home. In the 13th minute, the Burgers' offside plan, well, you could hardly call it a trap, opened the door to Boutsianis, who scored with no trouble. It was a fair comeback for Boutsianis, who was left out a week earlier. 3 minutes into the Melbourne derby, South Melbourne hit the front with a looping header from Boutsianis. Trimboli provided the vital touch and was to end the day with 3 assists.
Kelly scored a consolation goal in the final minute. But the message from the Brisbane Strikers is clear. Southern teams better beware of the trip to Perry Park.
The Blues resumed their furious charge at the Morwell goal, and 9 minutes on, Waratifi again showed his poachers. Boutsianis found space on the flank and hit a low cross for Polak. When the ball broke free, Trimboli swiveled for a morale-boosting opener.
Things began to look brighter for South Melbourne shortly after when Boutsianis made a dazzling run. His accurate cross was steered straight to Paul Trimboli, the header outreaching even the towering heights of Zeljko Kalac. Con Boutsianis produced a scorching goal to seal South Melbourne's second win of the season. South Melbourne finally got its act together. The Blues started the new year the way they finished the old one, with 4 valuable points. Con Boutsianis starting what ended a procession. There was magic in the air whenever Boutsianis was given a snippet goal. He just loves to put them away. The Zebras' defence by this time was paper thin, and South Melbourne could have won by more than 6, as Paul Trimboli completed the Blues' second consecutive victory. 9 minutes later, Con Boutsianis changed the completion of the game when he pounced on a cross and scores were level. Paul Wade, honoured with an Order of Australia medal that morning, capped off a tremendous day by setting up Con Boutsianis for his second. South Melbourne's equaliser arrived 60 seconds later, Ivan Kelic accepting a Mike Peterson deflection from a corner. When Vaughan Coveney put the ball in his own net, the writing was on the wall that this was not going to be Wollongong's night. South Melbourne have shown the spirit that warrants a place among the league's elite, with Con Boutsianis again riding a crest of a wave.
Another awkward one. Petkovic comes, and that's a great start for South Melbourne. And Ivan Kelic has opened the scoring in the 4th minute. And a straightforward approach from South Melbourne, but the vicious curve on the corner from Boutsianis. Right to the far post. Kelic out-jumped his marker. 1-0. Boutsianis will pick up on this. And he's in plenty of room on this left-hand side. He's got Kelic forward with him on the far post. Kelic picked up by Tobin. Boutsianis against Ivanovic. Goes past one. Good cross in. And it missed by a whisker on the far post. And the South Melbourne bench can't believe they haven't got more to show for the dominance that they've shown. And Boutsianis with a cross-cut shot. Trimboli, great ball to Boutsianis. 4 blue shirts in the box for South Melbourne. There it is, Kelic, 2-1. And clenched fists from Kelic and Arrow. And South Melbourne go into the lead.
And that's a fabulous team goal, end of the field at the other end. The impressive thing about South Melbourne today has been the number of players they've got into the box on the break. And you'll see here there's 3 in the box. Boutsianis cross again. Look at the numbers in the box. And they've done that continually today. Their breakout of defence has been quite refreshing. There's not many teams can do it so effectively, and it has been a real feature of South Melbourne's game today. I was about to say Boutsianis is quiet. He had such a fabulous first half.
Peterson on his quick flicker. He's had a great game, Mike Peterson. And Trimboli and Boutsianis not far behind. And a good ball inside. Kelic slips. Oh, tremendous effort. And Ivan Kelic, with his sights clearly on being the leading goal scorer in the country, is showing exactly why he's quite capable of achieving that.
Marconi, and this was decisive as well. Con Boutsianis swallowed too many angry pills, obviously, before the game and got sent off.
The Morwell Falcons were in 6s and 7s when Paul Trimboli rifled in the first of many for the evening. The Falcons, playing their first final series, were made to look vulnerable against a side that showed no mercy. Mike Peterson let loose with goal number 2. At 3-0, the contest was all but over by half-time, but Boutsianis wasn't about to relax.
Forced to chase the game now. But one goal back for them will put them right in it, and it could be from Boutsianis. It is. The perfect response from South Melbourne's point of view. And the Knights with a 2-goal cushion would have been thinking, how can we hang on to that? To dwell on that for long, because Kellage crossed it over, Trimboli missed it, and Boutsianis tucked it away from 6 metres out.
Well, one of the basic tactics is when you have the extra man, you play the ball wide, so you stretch their relatively limited resources. And that's the first time South Melbourne have done that. And it is a fabulous time for them to get that one back, because going in at half-time, a couple down. Now, of course, that has changed slightly. Forces to push someone forward in a more supportive role to the attack, whether that's Kuzmanovic or one of the midfield players. But by doing that, they put the Knights under additional pressure.
Oh, good. Kellage is there. Boutsianis. And Juric closed him down and just forced the ball away. But the Melbourne Knights live on. There was the shot by Kellage, Boutsianis into Juric. Peterson for South Melbourne. They need a goal. Awaratifi, can he provide one? Boutsianis! It's over the line. And the goal's been given. And Boutsianis puts South Melbourne back in this match. Or should we say for the Melbourne Knights to hang on? But Awaratifi was causing problems. He took 3 players out there, and Boutsianis slipped in, and Juric helped it over the line.
We've made the point, Paul, how important it is that Mickey Peterson's in the game. That ball is from him to Awaratifi. Gets over the line, however.
Kimon Teliadouris is a captain who always leads by example. Boutsianis with another for the scrap ball.
South have the numbers. And Boutsianis, a driving shot, and that is brilliant from Boutsianis, but just as brilliant from Digilisha, tipping it over the bar. And that was a stinging shot from Boutsianis, dipping late. And again, Joe Digilisha perhaps wasn't expecting that from long range. And that would have really set the South Melbourne fans alight. Clarkson. And there's players streaming down the right. One is Anastasiadis, who ends up with the ball now. In the middle, Damianos! Goal! What a brilliant second effort there from Bill Damianos. So South Melbourne stamp their authority on the derby in emphatic fashion. And it was a sweet move down the right. All set up by Anastasiadis. And quite uncharacteristically, Bill Damianos with 2 first-half goals. Clarkson played the ball through. The overlapping player was Anastasiadis. First time. And Damianos buried the shot. Unmarked was Anastasiadis. Panini rushed in late, but too late. And South Melbourne go up 2-0.
Casija again, Boutsianis gone down, penalty.
Well, Boutsianis has made an impact as a substitute. He's won his side a penalty here after some good work between him and Michael Kasija. Has made it 2-0. And South Melbourne now look to be in an invincible position here. Here's Anastasiadis, good layoff. Steve Panopoulos in space. Demianos again. And the ball in behind the fullback is a good one. Boutsianis whips it across at the near post. It was probably going in the back of the net. And Gibson had to watch it very closely. As we take another look here at the cross from Boutsianis, it was just curling in, and that would have gone past Gibson. Gibson, of course, in action for Marconi as we take a look at Kasija forward. Gibson in action because of the injury to the young goalkeeper Ante Kovic, who started the season so well with Marconi before getting an injury in the Canberra game. Gibson was brought into action quickly as Trimboli goes down. It's a yellow card against Marino. And it's been an interesting tussle all night between Paul Trimboli and Giuseppe Marino. Marino, well, that's a bad foul, and not the first one of the night either. Boutsianis, Clarkson over it. Boutsianis takes it! Oh! Absolutely brilliant from Boutsianis. And another example of brilliance from the set piece for the South Melbourne number 12. Technically on the wrong side for a left foot, but it didn't make any difference to Boutsianis.
Free kick to South Melbourne in a scoreless game in round 9 of the Ericsson Cup, Bob Janes Stadium, Friday night. World Cup deciding eve, of course. Boutsianis, left foot. It is a good one off the crossbar. A second chance is off the upright. Oh, goodness gracious me. Well, you won't come closer to scoring than that, I suspect.
Well, I thought this was ludicrous of Boutsianis to try from this distance. What a strike. Must have ducked and weaved. What a save by Brett Hughes. Couldn't get a touch there, hit the post.
It was Clarkson hitting the post, so excitement at both ends. Wollongong, Damianos through for Coveney. He's got some pace. He was impeded, surely. And the South Melbourne fans are very happy about that, and I think you'll see that that was fairly obviously a penalty, Paul Wake.
Yeah, beautiful ball from Damianos. Can we see the touchline? Oh, maybe it did occur outside the box. It did fall inside.
I think you're spot on. He got scragged outside the box. He dropped inside the box. He's lucky to get away with it. There's the value of the replay. A good look at it. Penalty for South Melbourne. Panopoulos, the usual penalty taker, not there tonight. So Boutsianis drills it into the top of the net, and South Melbourne lead by 2. So all of a sudden they've got a buffer zone, and now the South Melbourne supporters can start to whoop it up a bit.
Now they can start jumping up and down and singing. It's a dangerous score, 2-0, but the way South Melbourne have piled the pressure on in this last 5 minutes, it seems like they're hungry for it now. They're fed up of people telling them that they can't win at home. They're fed up of having a talented squad, probably the best squad in the country on paper, and not producing results on the park. Maybe they're going to take this one by the scruff of the neck and teach everybody a lesson.
And Boutsianis into the roof of the net on the replay. South Melbourne lead by 2. And we saw them explode against the Adelaide Sharks a couple of weeks ago. Boutsianis. Outswinger. Oh, acrobatic goal. That's special. That is special from Goran. I'm back in big time. Lozanovsky.
Oh, my word.
Well, that's what you come for.
Oh, game over.
Fantastic. Goran Lozanovsky with the overhead. And it's 3-0 South Melbourne. The 23-year-old veteran of the Ericsson Cup signals his return to the Bob Janes Stadium and acknowledges the fans, who in turn stand as one to applaud a special goal, Paul.
Oh, that is a goal worthy of any world stage. I don't care where you come from in the world, you have to stand up and applaud this. Olé.
3 goals in 10 minutes, and that has iced the cake for South Melbourne. 3 and 10. and they now lead by 3-0. And what was a fairly dour first half struggle has exploded into Christmas lights and firecrackers. Wollongong, well, this is where South Melbourne struggle, is when they've started to get a roll on, and they tend to get a bit lax, and it almost went against.
Right, Danny Hay, take it down, Lozanowski, driving shot, and a goal from Boutsianis, who scores as Barris failed to cleanly take the ball, and suddenly Boutsianis makes it very interesting. A stinging effort there by Lozanowski, and it was tidied up by... Boutsianis on the angle, he'll cut it back, turned in, and a goal here for South Melbourne. John Anastasiadis scores. The derby level, and Boutsianis and Anastasiadis combine, and John puts the header past his brother Dean, who was left a sitting duck with some pretty loose marking at the back. So 4 goals in 2 matches from John Anastasiadis. All started with Boutsianis, lovely tipping ball in, and the header, well, he had an exposed goal. And Dean Anastasiadis just looking at the lack of marking, and he would be horrified by that. Carlton, after starting impressively, has let South Melbourne back in the match. And at the stroke of half an hour, it's 1-1. It's the touch on late from Douglas, still not done here for South Melbourne. Lozanowski was so good from out wide. Creates some space for himself. Still going, turns it in, and a goal for South Melbourne. What an effort. They go up 2-1. And again, loose marking at the back has allowed South Melbourne the opportunity. All set up by Goran Lozanowski, who chipped forward, got past one defender, then Lepsansky, tight on the angle, turned it in, and Boutsianis, the slightest of touches, past Dean Anastasiadis. All players appealing for offside. The flag stayed down, and South Melbourne take the lead in the derby.
In the meantime, South Melbourne got a free kick. Lozanowski and Boutsianis with the left footer. And this time, Boutsianis can celebrate his 150 games with a goal. South Melbourne lead 2-0.
Well, that's where he's deadly, isn't he? I mean, we said earlier on the piece, you had Lozanowski and Boutsianis.
2-goal margin, Dobbo.
There we are, left foot, sweet as you like, up where the pigeons live.
And South Melbourne, as we get another look, that was the definitive perfect free kick.
Commit themselves a little bit more. They've got 4 and 5 players at the back picking up 1 player. And
Trimboli with the cross, the knock on there from Kasija, almost made an immediate mark. In fact, it was Boutsianis. As the shot comes in from Boutsianis, and it wasn't too far away. Boutsianis, so deadly at the dead ball. Have a look at this. Off the top of the...
Coveney made ground to set up Boutsianis. Falcons keeper Jim Courter's got a touch, not enough to prevent the opening goal.